Hello and welcome to the podcast that you've been waiting for. Um, as you can recognize from the voice, that means we have good news from DC today, and that's why they've allowed me to lead the reins in talking about it. So we are here. This is today talking the sole voice of truth for all DC comics, and the rest of the Marvel fans are here as well. Kex, how are you doing?
I'm very well today. How about yourself? How you doing?
I'm awesome.
I can
Finally,
tell that
some
you're
good news
buzzing.
for us.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm
yeah,
very
yeah.
happy.
That's good.
Very
That's
happy
good.
right now.
We'll,
Excited
we'll,
even.
we'll circle back to some flash news as well.
Please
So
get out from me, I beg.
just
You can't bring my joy. You can't bring even you cannot bring my joy down right now.
do they still do question? Do they still do the Razzie
Read the
Awards? Is it
read
Raspberry
the
or
regular. Read the regular.
I
how
don't
does it
know.
how many
I don't know why
cash
you're
you get?
I don't know why you're choosing today, but I'm good. I've mostly been standby mode because I've been completely out of it for the past week or 2 weeks. So
It's always good to have you on board as a voice of reason on the podcast.
there can be only one.
Dapo, how are you doing though?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm surprised that the SNL awards is still around. Nobody records about them. Nobody cares about them.
Oh
But
really?
since they're here, I guess we'll have to talk about them. And the irrelevant awards they've given to some small publishing company that nobody has almost heard of. But,
And some clear Ojoro. That's I'm like no.
So yeah, but
I'm not having that.
apart from that, I'm good.
It's only losers that claim there's Ojoro Tono. It's only losers that complain bitterly like this, as far as I know. Yeah. Okay. So kicking things off, like we've had some last week was SDCC, and I think this is one of the most irrelevant events in history
Yeah,
in the history of SDCC for a long
yeah,
time now.
yeah. I mean,
Like
Did anybody?
SDCC used to be one of the biggest comic book
Did anybody?
events.
if not
Did
the
anybody
biggest,
One.
show up?
It was the
Yeah.
biggest.
the biggest. Yeah.
It was the biggest. There was nobody that could challenge STCC. I don't know what's going. I don't know. Was it? Did it hold? Did it hold last year?
It did. It did.
That,
I
that's
think
what
we've only missed it in COVID
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
and 2021. I think is the only years that because I seem to remember Ihubu going to it and posting pictures from it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I think it held last
So
year.
it came back last
Yeah,
year.
so I think
So
it's
this is the year
previous
after.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost even the marketing of it has been subdued. The talk of it, the build up to it has been
Very.
subdued.
Very, very.
I mean, this is the event with the infamous Studio Hall H, where you have
Yep.
thousands of people lining up just to catch a premiere or something. I still remember STC announcements for BVS,
BVS,
for the
yeah.
Marvel lineup, as in it's
Yeah.
the
Quantumania
geek,
even.
yeah, it's the geek day of the year, and now it's just
So what
another
what
SGM
happened?
comic book event.
I saw pictures of an empty room.
Yeah.
That room you saw, that was Hall
Yeah.
H. That
Oh,
was
Jesus.
where the big announcements with queues lining up all the way around, out and round. That was it. And somebody posted pictures, and I was like, man, this is
So what do we
depressing.
think? What do we think went wrong? Superhero
I genuinely
fatigue?
think it's the writer's strike.
Oh, writer's strike.
I genuinely think it's that had a big part.
Yes.
Marvel has pulled out significantly, like for a while now. They do their own D23 Expo.
DC pulled out because of DC fandom. That's their own bigger event.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
for the past
it's not.
couple
No,
of years,
you need to calm down. It's not a bigger event.
That's their own event.
And you said that's their own bigger
that year.
event. Yeah, the biggest
It was the
event
biggest
that year.
event when it
What
happened.
did we get that year? That was the year that they said that they were going to give you the Flash.
It was the biggest.
They said they were going to give you Black Adam. It was hosted by Dwayne Johnson. I watched it.
We all watched it.
Hierarchy changing.
Hierarchy changing live teams.
No, it was the event we first got. No, the first one was when we got the news of ZSGL.
Yeah. Was it not the same one? Yeah, I remember that GL one, to be fair.
Yeah.
I thought it was the same one. Anyway.
I mean, it's a good point you made about the writer's strike, because I do remember there was actually an announcement that a lot of the cosplayers, especially in America, are also part of the kind of Guild Awards.
The Guild.
So yeah, and I've heard of some guidelines about them not even cosplaying, not allowed to do, because it's almost classified as you acting, even though you're not getting paid for it. I don't know why.
I think it's very difficult and for the optics. I don't know how you would go to the front of a crowd and announce, hey guys, we're going to be giving you blah, 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 when writers and actors are steadily, like, not only picketing, but they're also saying, look, we're not even doing promotion for the films we've already shot. That's big.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing a junket for this film that I already shot, that I need to promote to make money. I'm not sure we've seen something like this before. So I think that's a very big factor.
Who's gonna fall first?
The studios have to.
Yeah, the studios will fall.
The studios have to, and because even us, the people, we're willing to wait for. There's a lot of catching up that we all have to do on movies.
True.
So it's you that it's hurting your pocket, the studio, because you're not. I mean,
to be honest, it doesn't bug me.
I mean, to be fair, the writers, it's going to affect them a lot more because, like you mentioned, we are willing to. We have a lot of stuff to catch up on. So,
no,
the writers, if they are leaving,
I think both will be impacted. But I also think I've got this sneaky feeling that long term, the outputs will be cut a lot. But even long term, even if they get raises now, they'll still overall be out of pocket long run. I think
the writers.
Yeah. I think the studios just going to cut output.
Exactly. I think there are lots of shows that they're going to scrap.
Yeah.
Or postpone indefinitely. Like, okay, we were going to start production on this next year. You know what? We're pushing it to 2027.
Yeah.
Or indefinitely.
So if you get work, you'll be better off. But I think a lot more people will not have work.
Let's see how it goes, because I think it's very interesting where the industry is going. Maybe we can even take an episode to properly talk about this. And
let's do that. And even talk about the VFX impact.
Exactly. And get some writers on.
That would be good.
That would be really good.
Okay. Yeah, let's.
How many writers do we have?
We know a few, but not from Hollywood, yeah.
And we know a few. We know a few within the actual industry. So who might even if they want to be anonymous or something, but just to come on and give us their take. Okay, cool. But what did we get?
Exactly. So we got a couple of goodies. I think the biggest one was from the Invincible universe. We finally got an announcement date for when it's going to be dropping. That's November 3rd, I think.
Yep.
Or is it 10th?
No, 3rd.
3rd. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they have sense. They know when they have to represent. There's an event coming, so they have to make way.
That's really good news, because I was starting to think that this is not happening this year.
You actually asked this question. You actually asked.
I did, like 2 weeks ago. Exactly that. Has anybody heard anything?
Yeah.
I was certain that they hadn't completed the voice work or maybe the animation or something. But so this is coming November, and we got a trailer, right?
Exactly.
Awesome. Yeah.
What did you guys think of the trailer?
Well, we got a trailer for Invincible.
Yeah, season 2, Viltrumite versus Viltrumite.
You know what?
So, what did you guys think of the trailer?
I think it's more of the same stuff that we loved in the first season. Watching it actually reminded me just how much I enjoyed Invincible, despite the fact that the animation is a bit choppy when they're doing regular stuff when it's not action packed or something, but the voice work again, and I think they showed Omni-Man again, and then there are new people that have been introduced in terms of, I think, Sterling K. Brown, some new voices have joined.
So there were a lot of names on that list. Chloe Bennett, David Diggs.
David Diggs, Sorry, go on.
It's as if they are packing all these stars just to do some minor voice work, and I'm like, why can't this money go to animation? I enjoy the voice acting, obviously, but still,
you're right. It's good. The thing is, at least when they're doing action, they do it well. So like, okay, So what did you think? Did you see it?
Oh, I enjoyed it. It didn't give me any extra level of excitement that I already had for the season. It just reminded me, as you said, I really enjoyed the show, and we've got more to come. So I'm happy that way. I never had any issue with the animation personally, so I'm totally on board, and I just can't. The fact that we've got a date now is what's got me really excited to see the story carry on.
Question: do you think we'll get to the Viltrumite war in this season?
Well, does it not kind of insinuate that in the trailer?
Yeah, but are we going to get to the main?
It might be the
or-
last season. It might be the last. It might be they start the last 2 episodes, kind of hint towards it, and it'll be season 3 maybe.
So remind me again about the Viltrumite War. Was this before, if anyone can remember, before or after Mark's dad introduced him to his brother?
After.
After.
Long after.
So I think we might get it in season 4.
We might have to put a spoiler warning before.
Oh, sorry. That's true.
As we're talking, that point, I have to cut in a bit and just put a spoiler warning.
What's minutes? Okay, I will make a note of this.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just put a beep in there. But so I think it might be season 4. I think the Viltrumite War might maybe end of season 3, start of season 4. Like the war is coming. At the end of season 3 and then season 4 will have the actual war. Yeah. It's a big event.
Okay.
Well,
On the other hand,
they have enough material to push it.
They have enough.
Without stretching or padding, they have enough material to give the story.
Yeah, definitely. We got 3 other trailers this week as well, and I'll be going down in descending order or how interesting they were. The next one is Gen V.
Yeah, Gen V. I saw that today. I think that one came out today. I'm not sure, but I saw it today. Let me say that.
Yeah.
You know what? It seemed hyper violent. That's the one thing that I noticed. But it genuinely felt like while I was watching it, I was like, okay. It started off and I was like, is this Gossip Girl I'm watching? And then at some point I was like, this is Riverdale with a lot of violence. I didn't feel a great deal of connection to it. It just felt like it felt like college or something shot in the boys' world, which is what it is, which is fine. But I'm hoping they don't do any silliness of fresh people in freshman college, doing drugs, having sex, doing stupid dumb stuff. But I suspect that's what we're going to get.
That's almost sure to happen.
Yeah,
I can't even say you get away from that.
I think it's going to dilute the brand a little bit. I'm not as excited as I hoped as I was when I heard this.
What about you?
Okay, so I didn't mind the trailer, but I had one big issue with I'm presuming is going to be the main protagonist throughout the show.
The black lady?
The black lady.
Yeah.
That, I don't know what that power was, like that blood power.
Yeah.
It's like a blood tendril or something like that. Yeah, that's a weird power. I agree.
Yeah, that alone put me off.
It's weird. Yeah. It's
weird. I thought if the main character that's a power, it's already turned me off a bit. Just that side, so I didn't really like that bit, if I'm being honest. But apart from that, it's violence. What I expect from the boys. I watched it. I thought, okay, fine. There's one very shocking bit in it in the trailer.
Gratuitous violence. Yeah.
Very, very shocking.
We're talking about blowing up dicks. Yeah. Punching through mouths. Just like, okay, all right.
Someone had said it was violent. I was watching while eating, and I still wasn't ready. I still wasn't ready for what I saw.
Yeah.
So,
but
what did you think?
I don't know. Like I expected. I don't know. I think I expected more from this trailer than.
I feel that.
But right now, my job, question for this series is is focused on the violence, less on the. To quote a friend of ours, thematic efts of the show. Because it looks very basic, like they're going to be violent all through and throwing some mild drama about some things, but not real exploration of themes. And like that was said, the power is not just interesting to watch. It's icky.
It's icky. Yeah, so true. So
and this is someone that is saying I don't see her in the trailer she was like, oh, I'm going to be the first black female on the server. And I'm like, with this, the deep kind of power that you are having, I mean, come on, it's just 10 jewels on your hand with blood, but we'll see how it goes. There's that. That'll be dropping in September. And I'm sure everybody here is going to watch it. It's not as bad as the TV show.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Day one.
Yeah.
They won't watch it.
Next trailer is Blue Beetle. Did you guys watch this?
Another trailer?
I did.
Yeah, they dropped a second trailer.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, just this weekend, right? Over the weekend?
Yes, I
No,
think
so
last
no,
week.
On the weekend. Yeah.
Last week.
I didn't watch this then. I
Thanks
saw
for
one
the
last week.
recommendation.
I saw one last week.
Yeah,
So
so it
I
might
think
be the same
that's
one.
the one.
Might be the same one.
Oh, okay. I did see that. I did see it. Yeah.
Guys, I don't know.
Is it
Like,
improving your
okay.
expectations for this movie? Or
Not in the slightest at all. Maybe even actualizing or making my expectation closer to what I think I'm going to get, which is something that honestly was made for TV, but you're pushing to theaters. A very, very, very simple story, even for an origin story. A lot of switch off your head, kind of just enjoy it, guys. Come on, just enjoy it. Just take your popcorn, get your drink, get your girl, and enjoy it. There's not going to be a great deal of thinking. I mean, the bad guy, I think, is Suzanne Sarandon or something. I think she's like the villainess or something. You know, the head honcho. It's going to be a very simple film. Lots of family values there, I assume, because at some point it looks like his family comes to save him, including his
grandma?
abuela.
Everybody gets a scar.
She gets a giant machine gun.
Exactly. So it got giant. Yeah, exactly. And she's shooting. And it's going to be that kind of funny film. That's a family film. I should have left it on TV again. I read somewhere that it's anticipated to be a massive flop.
Already, yeah.
So I was
Yeah,
just
and
I was about to say this. This is a film. Watching that trailer, there's no reason on earth why anybody would leave their house to watch it in the cinema. I will watch it in the cinema simply because that's who I am. It's superhero. I want to watch day one. Even that for me, I'm going and I like the guy. I like the main actor, so I don't even mind donating to his fund. But beyond that, the more I say about this is almost like a Sunday afternoon show that I would expect to see on a Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like, okay, it's funny. It's going to be a massive flop, despite being cheaper than the Flash, and it's still projected to make less money than the Flash. So it's like, I really wish
it's
we
where
would
it
get
belongs.
well.
It's where it belongs.
Well,
It's okay.
no, I
where it
wish
belongs.
I wish it's cheaper than the Flash. So I'm hoping that at least that will cover it. But even with how cheap it is, it's still not projected to make it. It's not to make a lot of money. So
Do
it's
we
like,
know the reasoning behind making it releasing the cinema as opposed to keeping it on TV? Is there a reason?
DC was optimistic with hierarchy change. They were really optimistic that the Flash will make a lot of money, Aquaman will make a lot of money. So that hype
Somebody
would hype this.
believe that. Well, Aquaman might still make money.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. That's under flop in the making.
Well, but now, have you guys discussed the trailer for Aquaman?
Is there a trailer for Aquaman?
Aquaman 2?
Oh no, and we're going to talk about that as well.
There's a trailer.
There is not, and we're going to talk about the
Are
lack
you
of
sure?
the trailer.
I just watched something now.
Aquaman 2? No.
They're still
no.
reshooting Aquaman 2.
No.
Let me just show you what I just. Let me just show you guys the link I just saw.
I think I saw something like a teaser.
Yeah, is it a teaser?
What I saw was a few weeks or even a month ago.
It can't be from the movie.
Yeah, I think it might be fan made.
It's probably one of these fan made things. Definitely.
There isn't.
No, there isn't.
There isn't.
Definitely
Okay,
not.
right.
Because
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, they've been reshooting it, and apparently they are removing what's his name? What's this guy's name again? Affleck from the movie.
Oh,
yes. He's been cut from it. Yep.
They're removing Affleck. I think they might be removing Keaton too as well. I don't know if they're adding him or removing him. But they like 2 reshoots.
DC.
So we're gonna have what, Clooney in it?
We have no idea.
They might be thinking of taking out Batman entirely.
Yeah.
They should be thinking about taking until they cast their Batman.
I don't even care. This film, are you telling me that Aquaman is still going to be Jason Momoa going forward?
Yes.
We don't.
I mean, are you saying that they're going to replace Jason?
He hasn't been.
No, okay, so I guess the logic I'm trying to say here is, if you're worried about using Ben Affleck as Batman, but you're not worried about Momoa as Aquaman, then that tells me either you think of using Momoa going forward still as Aquaman, but if you're not,
Well, what if
But
you
if you're
decide not to
not,
make
then
it?
what? So again, okay,
You might not do any. You might not do any Aquaman movies after this one.
Yeah.
if
Because
I
there's
mean,
even
what's
talk
this
about
thing
him being
called?
Lobo.
So what are they planning to do? Just Superman?
no,
They have their 10 movie slate, but I think one of the
The-
things they were doing is they were leaving a lot of balls in the air. That if this movie does well, they would have used the Flash movie to bring in
Superman.
Mamua and Ezra into this, but that won't prompt, obviously. So
no.
they'll just quietly ignore that going forward, I guess.
They should kill the whole DCU entirely.
yeah, but that's what they're. That's what
That's
they're
what they're
trying to
doing.
do. That's what they're trying to do. But the thing
What
is,
is all
they
this?
made so many.
What is hesitation of maybe
Yeah,
we
they
keep
made so
Mama?
many. They made so many. Yeah, no, yeah, but they made so many promises and shot so much already. Remember, they binned a $90 million movie. That's
Back
what.
then.
That's
Back
of an ethnic woman.
yeah.
Mm.
You know, they were still like, you know what, sod it, we can't release this. How much can
So
they bin at this point? They're like,
imagine
yeah,
how
sorry.
bad that movie was if that's the movie they binned,
If that's the
and these
movie
are
they
the
bin.
ones we are getting,
And they
Doesn't
kept Blue Beetle. And they
doesn't
kept Blue
and they
matter.
Beetle.
kept Blue Beetle. Yeah,
So
imagine how bad that movie was.
I've also heard that they actually like this Solo was the guy's name,
Oh, they like
the
him. Yeah,
actor's name as Blue Beetle. Yes, and there's possibility that he could be. They might still keep him. So it's just like, okay, we'll take this one on the chin,
Yep.
knowing that we're going to introduce him in the next chapter after Gods and Monsters or something. So I can
Yeah.
see the logic in it. It's like, okay, how much will we lose? We've already shot it. That's fine. Release it. Aquaman is
Yeah.
also another one that we've shot, we've reshot, we've pushed, and we spent shitloads of money. And the first one made over $1 billion. It's like,
So
we're kind of
And I saw a story.
rock and a
And
hard place.
I saw a story about James Wan. I don't know how true this is.
But I said
No,
if they push the movie,
That no, he might sue them if they push it again.
yeah.
That he's going to sue them. Yeah,
so
I saw that as well. I don't know how true it is, but
I don't
if
know
I
how
were
true
him,
that was.
I understand. If I were him, I understand. Guys, like how many movies have we seen that have been pushed that did well? Especially superhero movies.
I can't
Morbius is a very
I
good
can't
one.
remember any.
Yeah,
I can't think of a good movie that's been.
I can't think of one that was pushed. Shazam 2.
They all even do badly. Not even just
They
do
do
average,
badly,
they do very
yeah.
badly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shazam 2, Flash,
Morbius. Yeah.
New
Black Adam,
New
New
Mutants.
Mutants.
New Mutants, Black Adam, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is I mean, I don't know how this movie is going to do well, but all the best because I like the first one. So let's see. Okay. Today.
And the last movie on our list, The Marvels, they dropped a new trailer. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
This guy's so quick. This guy's so quick to jump from
wait.
DC, raining on DC to go and rain on Marvel. So to quickly change topic.
Anyway, I like the fact that today left the best for the last.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
The best what?
For the last.
Okay. If you say so. Kex, you bought the trailer, right?
I have.
Do you
Yeah.
agree with that, or is the best?
As in, if there was a meh trailer ever released, man, this is the best of the meh. This
It's
is
the best, but just
most.
shows you what we're
I
working
don't
with.
give a toss at all. The only thing I liked about it was the soundtrack. There was a nice song that they played, especially during the action bits. But apart from that, guys, I don't care about any of the three heroes in this. The villainess looks lame. The jokes were not for.
I'm on board with this.
Guys, I didn't feel this trailer at all.
But why are you on board
Yeah,
with
go on.
it?
You said you're on board.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
actually
surprised.
did
It's three women. Come on.
No, I actually did.
Of course, he likes.
So this trailer,
I will agree that I did not like. I didn't feel much from the villain. She seemed very generic, and in a weird way, I actually.
I'll tell you what she reminded me of. Ronan, the accuser.
Do you know what I was gonna say? I think Ronan spoilt. I think Ronan has actually almost generically spoilt anything to do with accusers.
Yeah, with the Kree.
Yeah, I saw. Oh God, Ronan 2.4 female gender switch Ronan. Yeah. So I didn't feel her at all, and she didn't bring any different energy in my mind than Ronan did. You know, this generic, pronouncing very, just sort of
lofty,
but
end of the empire
it wasn't
kind
feeling
of
it.
pronouncement.
But
Yeah.
I'm still, and obviously I love Imam Vellani, so
Yep.
I want to see as much as her as possible.
Yeah.
I'm still,
You know, that is Zawe. That is Tom Hiddleston's partner, the villain chick.
Oh, is she?
Loki's partner? Yes.
Okay.
In real life.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, means nothing to me. That doesn't add any excitement.
No, I'm just
So,
saying, like, they're keeping it in the family. Another British actress joins the lot. But yeah, this trailer, it seems like they made it a little more clear that there is like a connection between their three powers, right? Because there's a part that Photon, or I don't know what they're calling Monica Rambeau in this one.
we're not sure yet. Yeah,
we're not sure yet. Yeah, what's his that she said? I think she said, "I can see light.
Yeah.
You can become light, and you can control light," or something funny like that.
Honestly, that line did not make sense.
Yeah, it didn't. But I'm thinking that I took it out of context. Like, maybe it'll make more sense in the movie. So
Monica Rambeau has an history of saying things that don't make sense.
So
it's expected.
And she seems to be the one that has sense in this in this iteration. She seems like I think she's the scientist one, like the thinker.
She's the one that is touching unknown objects in space with her hands.
That one has pure on their behavior. Pure behavior. You know. So it's probably started this nonsense.
Yeah.
So there's a part that all three of them are fighting. Sorry, today. Go on.
No. I said I like Imani, but like the rest of them, I couldn't care less about Monica.
Isn't Imani going to be the new hot writer from Marvel that will defend?
Yes.
Eisner.
Eisner award loading.
Next year.
Yeah, right.
It will shock you. She will win the Eisner award.
Kex. Marvel saw the Eisner award list, got so angry, they hired him on to fix it. So, and I'm pretty sure. It's funny. I don't know if you guys are like, you know, when you see comics coming out, yes, and they show you the cover. That's what sells me initially, because and I've liked the cover. I've seen all these new. She's a mutant and all those covers coming out. Then I saw her name on it. I don't know what her background is in writing. I don't know if she's ever written anything. But I'm gonna be the glass half full type of person. I'm gonna think that maybe she's brilliant at writing, and we're gonna have a glorious. Because I can't. Well, I said I can't say. I hope somebody at Marvel just said, "Oh no, it's a cool marketing trick," without her actually having any writing chops at all. So that's where I'm standing here. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be a great book.
You are saying it's going to be a great book.
Yes. You're hoping.
I'm hoping and saying yes.
Okay. That's a bold choice to make, a bold stance to stay.
No. It's not a bold stance. It's the right stance. It's a positive stance. Unlike you, who always takes the negative stance. I'm standing.
You don't even know my stance on this particular book yet. Like
I can guess.
Did you finish talking about the trailer?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the trailer.
Should we? Okay, we'll please. We need to talk a bit more about this Imani
trailer
situation. But yeah, so trailer. More excited today. Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
No, nothing else about.
We see lots of. Is it Flarkins? Those cats.
Right.
Things.
Were those was that a group of Flarkins or a group of cats?
I think it was.
I think it was just one. I think it was a group of.
No, there was a scene with lots of cats.
Lots of cats, yeah.
Which I think maybe could be lots of Flarkins.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Which is terrifying thoughts, to be honest.
Yeah, I know, right? Nothing actually really scares me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the trailer, that one you're excited today.
No, I don't care.
Red,
I'll watch it.
I saw the trailer.
Oh, sorry, I thought you had.
It's I don't know.
What did you think?
I'm thinking, what's the point? It feels very, very Power Ranger-ish to me.
You sound like an
genuinely feel
old man.
What's the point?
I'm an old man. Yeah,
I feel bad, but I feel like, what's the point?
you have to try. It's just it's. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't think I will enjoy it. I probably won't see it in the cinema. But, yeah.
But it's a November movie.
It's your
No,
birthday movie.
I'm
I
taking
can
Invincible. I'm taking Invincible.
You're picking Invincible instead. Okay, good choice.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let's go back to this Iman. Sorry, today this Iman
Yeah.
writing Miss Marvel thing.
That's
I think it's a gimmick. I know
Okay.
that, but doesn't want to come out and say it. But I genuinely think it's a gimmick. I don't know if she's got any writing chops, and if she does, I apologize. And if she has any comic book writing chops, it's completely another completely different thing. So I know for the last few weeks we've been talking on and off about the death and rebirth of Kamala Khan. She's still going to be Inhuman, which is something I read actually. That although she's mutant, she's also still going to be Inhuman. So I don't know if she's going to be the first hybrid or something.
She's a
But
mutant.
yeah, in terms of writing the no, but I'm telling you what they said. I don't know. I don't even care about the character, to be honest. But yeah, so she's going to be writing the new Miss Marvel, the New Mutants book. Not impressed. Don't care. It feels like a gimmick. Even the whole death of Kamala Khan felt like a gimmick. They've changed that costume now. Still feels like a gimmick. I just feel I don't know whether they don't know what to do with this character, or I don't know.
I mean,
I
the
don't know.
TV show shut their mouth and said she's a mutant, so everything has to bend in line to make that happen.
So I'm googling this girl, and there's nothing
Yeah.
that says she has anything with writing.
I
She
mean,
was,
I
she was
don't
going
think
to
you are.
school
I think
for.
you're overthinking this text about the writing thing because, like, it's for me, it's like Keanu Reeves and his Bizarre comic.
True. That's what I feel. Yeah. Exactly.
There is
I
another
agree.
writer. There'll obviously be another writer involved. Her name is just attached, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, I have my
Throwing out
story
ideas.
ideas."
Yeah.
Obviously, they'll give her a
Yeah.
great editor to work with her.
Yeah.
I bet
But
you
yeah.
any money that
I
that
agree.
other
Okay,
right
fair
that
enough.
other writer.
You know what my fear is?
Yeah, go on.
My fear is that other lady that we know that did Black Panther. The Black Panther one. I don't want to, that did Black
We
Panther.
don't talk
meets
about
Venom
Black
the one from
in
our
Lagos.
area.
From your side. Yes, I don't want to say her name. So I'm just hoping we don't get another situation like that. So I think that's my fear.
We are
no.
Nah,
I hope not.
but at worst, it cannot be as bad as this person that went to go and write Steel.
Yeah.
This your war
I can't
factor.
disrespect Michael Dawn.
I beg you.
I
beg you.
I can't disrespect him.
I beg you, nonsense.
Ben Denis also wrote a comic, right?
Yeah, she did. Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm
She
so
did.
glad you remember. That is true about the
She did.
lady that gets powers when her period is
Yeah,
around.
mother or
Oh
mom or
my
something.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was
like Mother Nature or
was
something, or MOM or something. Yeah. Oh my
Wait, sorry.
God.
That was written by
I'd actually
Emilia-
flushed out my head.
Yeah.
Emilia Clarke, yeah.
Emilia Clarke.
Did I get a second issue?
No.
You bought
No,
the
it
first
did.
issue from Forbidden Planet. We went together, so I know you did.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other trailers today?
No other trailers. Moving on to the main topic of the day, the meat of the day, the most important news of today. The Eisner Awards for 2023 is out. Yeah, this is the prestigious comic book awards of the year that awards the best writers, the best houses in comic books for the past year. So, guys, what did you think about the Eisner Awards? Like,
Absolute
any
rubbish.
thoughts?
You need to calm down, bro.
The what?
Okay? You need to calm down. This is not the Oscars,
Absolute rubbish.
okay?
It is
This is not the
Oscars for comic
Oscars, so
books.
you need to just
It's the
chill out.
Oscars for comic books, please. There's no other award that gives writers and everybody
Absolute rubbish.
Why?
This reward is full of I don't even know. You talk about one by one, and I'll give you my view. I've got very strong views on all of them. There's one I agree with. There's actually one I actually agree with, 100%.
Okay.
But the rest, I've got
Redondo Nightwing.
Yes. Yeah, that's the one I agree with, 100%.
Okay, we'll get to them, but I just want to make it very clear that Marvel did not win any awards this year. They were nominated once or twice, but 0 wins.
So
Kek,
let,
you're
let me
muted.
let me explain that. Let me explain that. When the people you roll with are so down in the dumps, you gotta give them uplifts. You gotta give them something.
I don't see. I
No,
don't. I
so
don't.
so when you
Mhm.
see Tom King getting something here, I'm sorry. You know this is just like, okay, this is every which way but lose. Now you just gotta give them something. There's
No, see.
nothing else that makes sense.
I will agree with you, if not that, on one point that, yeah, the quality of the books that are winning, and some of them we have issues with. But I think that speaks more to the quality of comics in general. Because we'll go through this list
Okay,
and
so
I'll ask you guys.
so I did ask a question earlier.
Yeah,
First half of this year, what stands out for you?
exactly.
You called two books and not one single DC book out of it.
The year is still on.
No, Tunde, you called
Me,
two books. Yeah, you
Yes.
said X-Men Red. I was listening to you.
yeah,
You
and
called two
Immortal
books
X-Men.
and they bought on X-Men.
Yeah,
And yeah, so if you were going to give Eisner awards based on that, what you're just talking, you'll give it to Tom King over X-Men Red.
I'm not reading Tom King this year now. So
Exactly. So
You
why
are
are you
taking a
complaining?
break.
Why are you celebrating? Why are you celebrating it?
last year book. I'm talking about last year,
All right,
2023.
guys. Let's go through these
Let's get
books
into
one
it.
more. Let's
Yes.
go through these awards one, please.
Okay.
So best short story, Finding Batman by Kevin Conroy. God rest his soul. Won the
God rest
particular
his soul.
award.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well
Here
deserved.
we can,
Okay.
here we can
Well
we'll give
deserved
him-
award.
We'll
The
give
only other competitor for this award would have been Ickman's book, where in the Amazing Fantasy 1000. Did anybody read that story? That short story?
What was it about? Do we know?
What?
Don't worry. Do you remember
Nah,
what it was about? No, okay.
no
That's
idea. I can't remember that.
Okay,
To be
that's
honest,
So yeah,
I can't remember this Finding Batman one. If I'm being honest, I can't remember what the story is about either.
I know I probably didn't read it. It was
Wasn't
I
that
I
his
skipped
didn't
the
read
last?
it.
entire.
Wasn't this his
I didn't
last
read it.
work?
Okay.
Yeah, it was in the DC Pride book, so I usually skip DC Pride books because it's very sad.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Say no more. I know I didn't read it.
And
Okay,
funny
sorry,
enough,
go on.
I actually read that.
No, I
Uh,
didn't.
And I actually
didn't.
think I do remember seeing a Kenroy book, but I can't remember what the story was about anymore.
What's the next
Okay.
one?
Yeah.
That's how
please?
memorable it was. But carry on.
okay.
So we agree with that one.
So yeah, the best single issue stroke one shot. This was won by Tom King for Batman One Bad Day, Riddler. Did anybody read this book?
I did.
I did.
I liked it.
Was
That
it
one hated
good?
it. I liked it. That one hated it. Now, do you know what the other nominees were?
Yeah, the other nominees were
Okay,
Mary
thank
Jane
you.
and Black Cat Beyond,
No,
Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood,
no,
issue 3,
no.
Star Trek 4000, A Vicious
Don't know if I
Circle.
read it. Don't know if I read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I'll give it. I'll
yeah,
give it. I'll
but
give it.
even if outside of this one, is there any single issue you read last year that you think deserves the award?
Like a one-shot book that I read last
Either
year.
a one shot or a single issue of a comic book.
Single issue comic book, don't be
No, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But-
single
but-
issue is
but-
more difficult.
But
But
doesn't
this
have
one
to
is
be
a self-contained thing. So
Yeah.
I
No, even
you know,
ongoings have those kind of things where they tell one
one-off,
content
yeah,
story, a
one-off
single issue.
stories.
Yeah. Because
I'll
I
be
was
honest,
struggling to think of any
I can
one.
probably think
I
of
couldn't
one.
think
I can
of
probably
any.
think of one.
The fact is,
Which one?
I hate this story.
Eh?
I can honestly, it's a Nightwing book. It has to be a Nightwing book.
Hmm.
I'll be honest, it has to be a Nightwing book. There are some very nice self-contained ones that I'm like, okay, this thing happens and it ends here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I can think of.
Best limited series.
Now, why are you laughing? You know that this is the biggest.
Best limited series was Human Target by Tom King.
Yeah, this
Again.
is bullshit. Yeah, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that one, I thought this guy's they're taking
That's
a piss.
where I kind of gave up. Yeah.
Yeah. So the other contestants on the list were Batman One Bad Day, Miracle Man by Gaiman and Buckingham, and then Superman Space
Okay.
Age.
Superman what?
Space Age.
Space Age.
Oh yeah,
by
I read
Mark
that.
Russell.
Yeah,
I read that. That was
that.
good.
Was that good?
That was good. Yeah, I think
That
that was the
was
one
good.
that he had like another Superman,
And
like in another. in another
Mm,
dimension or something like that.
Yeah,
I think I read that book. Yeah, it's nice.
I read it, and to be honest, now that you've mentioned, you just mentioned one book, and now I'm really, really annoyed, like super
Miracle Man.
annoyed. Yes,
Yeah, what was it?
this is even an insult. This is an insult.
That they gave Tom. I mean, Tom King is writing cerebral stories. Is giving you very deep storytelling on a
He's
level.
the hack.
Whose Batman landed on Earth?
He's doing
on the
the
moon?
absolute most.
Whose
Yes.
Batman landed on Earth
And
on the
it
moon?
is not. It's
But that's not in the new target now. That was the new target. Okay, so going on, best writer was given to James Tynion
Right, for what series?
for a lot of series, like for his Batman books, for his House on the Lake book.
I think overall contribution, like
Well,
as
you
a
like
writer,
House-
you like
Oh,
House you liked House on the Lake, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
Right.
recommended it.
So let me get this right.
So,
This
so,
award
sorry, go on.
is
It
given.
was Kex I recommended it, yeah.
Okay,
So this award is not given to you based on one particular ongoing comic.
What was that one? Yeah.
Yeah. Like you have a lot of
No, it could be
nominations.
ongoing. It could be you have a lot of good writing works out there. So for the
Right.
year. So to be fair,
Okay.
Yeah.
he did do the Nice House on the Lake, which you recommended that one we read.
Yes. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
did some Batman books. And remember, he does Department of Truth as well.
It does the
Okay.
Batman. It
Which
did
He does,
Sandman,
which is a
Omnibus.
very highly rated book on Image.
I'm not reading that.
Not,
Actually, so,
okay. If you're
Yeah.
ever into conspiracy theory,
But I must
it's-
admit, if this includes Nice House on the Lake,
Yeah.
then I can see why
Okay,
we go
that's
for
good.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Just
I'm looking at the list of other writers. Like there's one person that just did one book and got nominated, but that's an indie book. I don't think anybody read that. But other writers include
Which book?
Tom
Which
King,
book?
Grace
Which book?
Ellis, Flung Out of Space. I don't think
Chris
anybody
Ellis,
read
no,
that.
I don't know it. No, I don't know it.
Yeah.
never heard of it.
Yeah. Other writers are Tom King for his Batman, Killing Time, One Bad Day, Gotham Year One, Supergirl,
Killing
Woman
Time-
of Tomorrow.
Sorry. Killing Time
Yeah.
is literally one of the worst books that came out last year.
So then,
That's the one that he fought against Clock King. That it is
Yeah.
one of the worst books that came out. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
But
sorry. So
now that I'm looking at Tom King's list, I think there's one book that pained me that was one of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. I think it should be up for best limited series.
but this book is older. This book is not last year.
Okay, true. Yeah, it
It
was
can't
rounding up.
be last year. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Other
all right.
authors.
Sorry, we lost you today.
Mark Russell for
Okay.
his Superman Space Age, and then
Okay.
Chip Zdarsky
yes.
for Stillwater and Daredevil for best
I
writer.
don't really like. I'm kind of off his Daredevil right now. I've not read Stillwater.
Yeah.
It's an Image book.
Stillwater is an image. Yeah, it's something about it.
Yeah.
Like where they don't die or they don't grow.
Where they don't age. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I think James Tynion clearly deserves this.
Clearly, and he does that. But he also wrote Sandman Universe Nightmare Country. So
Exactly. So
well deserved.
You can see that.
Deserved.
Yeah.
No arguments.
Okay,
No
so-
arguments.
getting down to the awards we all agree on.
Yes, we agree with that.
Best continuing series, Nightwing.
Who is that? Today has a smile on his
It's not
face,
me.
so I
It's
know
not me.
it's from his side.
not me. It's not me. It is not me.
It's
That is-
somebody. It's my.
that's a-
somebody.
that's a red.
It wasn't me.
That's from me.
It wasn't me.
Oh my god! Is that person all right?
Yeah. We should check.
Okay,
So best continuing series, Nightwing. I
For
think
sure,
that's
for
an easy win.
For sure,
there's
for
no other
Yeah,
contestant
yeah.
for that.
yeah,
The other
yeah,
books were
yeah.
maybe Nice House on the Lake, Department of Truth, Daredevil, and She-Hulk,
No, disagree with Daredevil. She-Hulk is good.
Yeah.
She-Hulk is really good. She-Hulk's
but not best
Yeah,
continuing
No,
series.
I like Daredevil as well, but
Have you
I
been
would not
reading it?
argue. I would not argue against Nightwing.
Yeah.
I like
Daredevil,
Daredevil,
they're
enjoying
really
it. But I won't argue against Nightwing.
Yeah.
What was the other one you mentioned? She-Hulk, and there's a fourth one.
Nice House on the
Uh,
Lake.
Nice House on the Lake,
okay.
Department of Truth, Philadelphia. Who is reading Philadelphia?
I am very, 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 very good book. It's about
Yeah.
vampires in Philadelphia. Very, very good book, guys. Read that book. It's
Okay.
issue one. Maybe you should say it now.
Is it complete yet?
Not yet, no. It's about issue 30,
Okay.
32 now or something like that.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay. Best cover artist, Bruno Redondo for Nightwing. I mean,
this
Amazing.
I'm 100% in favor. Nightwing has some of the best covers for last year's.
Yeah.
They pop. You know when they come out, just
Even
pops.
the alternate cover is good. I think it has 2 covers, right? There was one you got kicks.
That's no, I didn't think I got the alternate. I got the original cover that Bruno did. And then I got the one that has the expanded.
Yes, that's the
It
one.
was
That's,
just
yeah.
okay. That's the one you're
That's
thinking
what
about. Yeah,
I'm
that was
talking
just
about,
a single panel kind of drawing through.
that single panel book, that was really good.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Or did you read the one that it was from his point of view? Sorry.
Yeah, that was another good book.
Another very, very good take that I've not seen before. Like he's not afraid to do
Nightwing
things.
is good.
Yeah, so what I'll go against, to me, I'm so happy that they got best cover artist.
Yeah.
Quite happy. Now, the next one, nothing you're going to read, we're going to fight. Carry on.
Why?
I'll tell you why.
Best colorist. Judy Bellier for Nice House of the League.
Yeah, no.
What's the fight? What's the fight against that?
To me, I don't find the coloring that great. It's to me the whole book is muted. It's muted colors. I would even go. I'm not trying to suck up to anybody here. I would still go even for Nightwing. I love the colors and I love the color in Nightwing. I will go for World Finest. I love the coloring in that book.
I like World's Finest.
Yeah, I don't like the color. Remember, she's not just nominated for Nice House on the Lake. There are other books she did last year as well.
No, but when they
including Suicide Squad, Blaze, Ant-Man, Miracle Man.
I did like Blaze. When they give the award,
I did like Blaze. I did like Blaze.
Yeah. When they give
Blaze
the awards,
was the Black Label one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When they give the awards, do they give it? Do they say for this book, or they just say best colorist?
For this artist, best colorist for this artist, and they list the books and they wrote in the year.
So it's not just for nice. It's not just for Nice House on the Lake.
Yeah, it's for the list of books you work across the year.
Oh, okay. Since I don't know all the rest, I'll keep quiet.
I didn't like Blaze.
You didn't like Blaze?
It was the art was actually difficult to.
I
didn't like the art. I liked the story a lot, but the art was, and I think maybe it was because of the kind of alien it was. It was supposed to be like an alien that was. It kind of used to shift between dimensions or something funny like that. Yeah,
and literally, the more you mention Blaze, what comes straight to me is, oh god, I struggled with the art. It literally
it was very difficult. Yeah.
Well, I think our coloring is one of the more unique ones. The books you were mentioning, Daku, I think their coloring is standard. Like it's what you expect from a comic book. Opening Nice House on the Lake and seeing the coloring style there, the palettes used there.
No, see, and to be honest, I would disagree because the fact that I like World Finance is because it stands out to me. A lot of comics do have the standard palette that they use. In World Finance, it pops more. They tend towards the more brighter side of stuff. Now, yes, I might have a preference, which leans me towards those kind of I like that. I liked what's the other one I just mentioned? I can't remember the first one I mentioned that I liked. Oh yeah, the Nightwing book. I love the color in that, and even in that, the color is also different than the standard. What I feel like the standard is like your Spider-Man's, there's nothing really fantastic in that. I think some of the X-Men books do have good coloring. I think X-Men Red. I like the way that's colored.
I was actually thinking now that was Alex Ross nominated for any covers because he did.
Yeah, it was
a few for Marvel. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it was nominated for best coloring with Fantastic Four, Full Circle.
Yeah,
for best cover with
Fantastic
Four, Black Panther, and Astro City, but not for Doctor Strange.
Okay. All right.
I think with Alex Ross, people now they know what he does, how good he is.
Yes.
And they go, this guy's coming again to win awards.
Yeah, I think let other people eat. Yeah. Okay, so that's what 8 awards.
8 awards.
8 awards. Wait.
Yes.
8 awards. We challenged 2 of them, right? We challenged
only one.
Anything Tom King, I'm challenging.
I challenge
On principle. How can you give human target?
It's human target that will be challenged here. Well, okay.
Why they read that? I challenge. Human target, I challenge. I didn't read Finding. I can't remember Finding Batman, so I challenged that because I can't remember. I read it and I can't remember the story. But okay, I will challenge that once for one reason only. You know, the guy is a great guy. You've left us behind.
Yes.
Please,
So even if I dash you your challenge, that it's still 6 awards for DC. 6-0.
Okay.
It's a bad year for Marvel, but it's deservedly bad because they did not put out anything that I would. They probably maybe X-Men Red should have been nominated for ongoing, but they haven't put out a lot of gold standard stuff. Like it's been sad.
Miracle Man should have won all categories.
No, Miracle Man has been good, but Miracle Man has been good. I would say anything bad. But Miracle Man is so infrequent. That's another problem. You get like 1 in 2 months.
To be fair, I wouldn't even give it because it's almost like a remix.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a new comic book.
Yeah. True. Okay.
But I think like looking at well done for, but still, like I mentioned at the beginning, the comic books we've been getting, like we need, I don't know, better quality comics from the two houses.
Agreed.
Red said this thing this year. We are halfway through the year, and there are very few books that stand out and blow our minds.
Cut output, focus on quality.
Even worse, there are very few story arcs that we can reread in 2 years. In 2 years, go back and be like, woof, man,
that was
King in Black was good. Or, I don't know, Black Winter, or what are they doing now? Nightmare Terror, or something stupid like that.
God.
Lazarus Island. Or, it's just, it's insane how just middling all of this is. Like, honestly, it's a chore now for me to read from those guys, because I'm like, and my only issue with images is just so infrequent, or with Boo. Their stuff doesn't come out like, even bi-weekly or monthly sometimes. But when it does come out, you're looking forward to it. Otherwise, I've actually taken to reading trade paperbacks that I've finished. So today, I think I told you that I was rereading. I'm not rereading. Finally reading Deadly Class.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you finding it?
I like it. It's Remender. So yeah, I quite like it. But I think I'm just maybe issue 12 or 13, something like that.
Oh, I'm waiting for you to get to that arc.
Okay.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
For those that we're talking about. But yeah. I'm waiting for you to get there. Okay.
All right. So
jumping into the best news from SDCC this week.
Okay.
And that will be Atom Eve, the single episode special.
Yes.
What did you guys think of this awesome episode?
I'm going to step away now.
Yes, you avoid spoilers.
Yes, avoid spoilers. All right.
Okay.
So, guys, we are going to be spoiling this.
Definitely.
For our listeners.
And are we spoiling for future issues to come as well? Like we did earlier?
No, let's keep it self-contained as much as we can. Let's just talk about this.
The episode. And I've heard the comic books. Okay.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I enjoyed this. I mean, I don't think it's a spoiler to say this is about Atom Eve and her origin. And when I started watching it, I didn't think it was going to add much, and I thought it was one of those really thriller type things to buy the time for season 2 to come out, Invincible. Yeah. But I really enjoyed it, and I was glued to the TV to the end of it. And some of the stories, some of the key story points, which I won't mention, were actually touched on a bit in the first season of Invincible, in terms of the parent dynamics and all that kind of stuff. But it was well fleshed out in this. I enjoyed it. I also had a greater appreciation for the power levels of Eve. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was surprised because Kex literally just said, "Oh, this thing's out," and I thought, "Oh, okay, I'll watch it," and I just Like I think 2 minutes after you said it, I was in it, and I was sold. I was sold already. Yeah, it was a good. I like this. It was a good one-off to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Today, should I go or do you
Yes,
want
go ahead.
I mean, I echo everything that was said. But I think I actually even loved it, and that's partly because my expectations were okay. This is the diabolical that they give us for the boys. There's something serious.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
expecting that level.
So I
Yeah,
was like, okay, all right, but no, I mean, it maintained the same quality of the. This is why Invincible is probably the highest rated thing that we've rated in everything that we've watched on this podcast. And it maintained that same high quality level from the voice work to the action sequences to the interactions between the characters. And it makes you love certain characters and hate certain characters. Now, I hated Haddad. Now she has a really complicated relationship with her father because he's like, feels like a proper salt of the earth man. He doesn't want a weird kid. He wants a kid who's normal because she, because of the abilities that she has, she's always been more interested in things like science. So she doesn't play with dolls. She plays with, she builds building blocks like atomic building blocks and periodic table. And she's just a geek. And he just couldn't get his head around letting her live and letting her cook. And it was just, I didn't like this man. I didn't like this man at all because I was like, this is when he was not emotional towards his child. He wasn't supportive. I felt his wife should have even stepped up a little bit more, and if not even like, what's that word? If not go up against the dad, but do more to protect the girl. Like go and talk to the girl and be like, your dad is just trying to be like this. But I felt really, really sad for Eve or Samantha, which is her first name, because it felt like she was all alone. And there's a bit in this where when she discovers her ability, she talks to her best friend, and her best friend
that
just
scene was sad. Yeah,
it was so sad.
I hate that.
And to be fair, she was like, what? Sorry. Yeah, it was hard to watch. She was maybe 12, 14. And the way she communicated it to her friend, she wasn't the most sensitive way, but come on, she's a 14-year-old who's just, who has powers. He was like, okay, let's do truth or dare. And then you're doing all these things that kind of overloading the friend, like, you bewitch. But I mean, and of course, we'll talk about the action sequence, but I liked it. This is so. Did you guys know that one of the voices was Lance Reddick?
I was going to mention that immediately. I heard his voice. I was already sad about it.
I was like, this is Lance Reddick. Yeah, and he was just sad to listen to. Oh, this might have been the last thing he did before he passed. But it's just amazing. It just keeps. And I love when companies surprise you with not Easter eggs, but like they give you almost like a gift, like we're working on this thing, but in the meantime, here you go. Like just hold on to this, just hold this. And it's just like, and if it maintains that same standard, it makes you even happier. Now that's what, for me, my genuine humble opinion, Groot and Mantis Christmas special did not give me that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that series from Marvel, from MCU. If it had been good, I'd be like, yes, give me stuff like this that keeps me happy once you give me the main feature. That's what this. Oh, that was you want to say something?
No. I'll say.
Okay.
I'll just agree with you.
Yep, 100% agree with what you're saying on this. I think Invincible is one of the things we all have a consensus on that it's really good. And one thing I will mention is that the story bits in this, when you look at it from a high level, it's the same basic story bits. They're not doing anything special. They're not doing anything new. The story is the same, but the way it's executed, like it's done so well with so much care that you are invested in the story, you're invested in the characters, you're invested in what is happening, and by the time you get to the end, you've had a fun ride all through. So it's one thing. It goes back to people saying we get comic book fatigue. People are telling the same stories over and over again, blah blah blah. But this one shows that you can tell the same story over and over again and still have it be highly entertaining and enjoyable to watch. So
I agree. And have people buy into the story and the emotions and the people. Like
Yeah.
right from the start when her mom passes. Excuse me, guys. We're spoiling this, and that couple that we don't know at all get given the gift of a baby that they thought they'd lost.
Yeah.
And they're leading the scientist out, and he's just thinking that, okay, thank God I saved the child. But they don't have to even show it that, oh, he saved the child, and then he just things like that. Man, it's just so classy.
I liked the whole idea of her powers affected and informed her behavior from a young age.
Yes.
The fact that she was, I guess, to the outside world, she seemed a bit autistic, and the way she was staring, but that was not because she was staring at nothing. She was literally just staring at the building blocks of the materials around her. So, and she now got interested in science via that. I like the way they tied that all together. It was a good thing they did. I enjoyed this a lot. I must say.
Yeah, it's something I'm definitely going to rewatch over and over again. Just like one of the things I'm going to rewatch this for is that I still don't get it. There are some parts I still don't get. Like, why is this good? I've read this story over and over again, but how come this is still standing up? Yeah, and it's not just the amazing fight sequence that we'll talk about, which it is amazing. Like, it's very frantic. A lot of moves are being done. Like, you're following some very tense, very interesting sequences of action that you don't really see nowadays.
Yeah.
But
So
go on, okay.
No, I was just going to talk about, even just talking about the emotional bits, where she gets home late for her birthday, basically, and her parents have been waiting, and her cake is there, and her dad is like, "Where have you been? You on a level, you understand it's out of care."
Yeah.
But there are some men that they find it very difficult to pull their child and say, "Look, I love you. I'm sorry, I was worried. Where have you been?" But his reflex is to hide it behind bravado. And like, where have you been? And she had forgotten that it was her birthday. And she looks at her cake, and there's a slice that's been cut out. And she's like, "You started eating the cake without me." And the man is trying to apologize, but he can't bring himself to actually say, "I was worried. Where have you been? Sorry." So she storms off to her room. And then when she's looking at the picture, and then she, like, can we say transmutates the picture? From
into the
that
perfect
family to into the perfect family of her brothers and sisters, her real mom, and her adoptive dad. I was like, oh, this is classy. Like, it's just a little thing, but it gives us an insight into the mindset or the emotional state of this person. It was good.
And
that we want to say something.
Yeah, so I think today was talking about the action scenes earlier. One thing I love about the action scenes, so a lot of times the action scenes tend to follow a certain rhythm where they fight equally, or the villains beating her, and then she rallies and they fight back. This didn't follow that beat. At no point did I think she was fully overwhelmed, but at the same time, it wasn't an easy fight for her, and it just kind of maintained a balance that I don't think is quite common when they do these kind of battles. So and I thought, oh, okay, it was not following the old trodden path of, oh, I'm going to rally all of a sudden. So I really enjoyed that as well in terms of the action. I don't know if anybody felt understand what I'm talking about.
I get what you mean, 100%. And like, it was frantic, like it was back to back, like they were giving themselves. It felt like a real fight. It wasn't somebody beating somebody and someone winning with the power of love, but it was like I'm beating and I'm fall on the line.
So the action sequence we're talking about is there's a part where Atom Eve is fighting against three or four.
Yeah,
three of them. Three not clones but siblings. I can say like genetic experiments who have been sent to apprehend her or kill her. Actually, I think. Or kill her or bring her back anyway. And this happens like during like in an interstate, like on a highway bridge, is when they're having this, and it is kinetic, it is engaging. There are different angles that are shot. It's like it had a very strong anime feel to it. With some of the things that there's a bit where two of them wrap themselves around her and she flies up straight into the sky. she kind of bursts out, windows explode. And what I loved is she's using her powers in new ways.
Yep.
There, there's a bit where she forms armor and she covers
Oh,
her
yes,
whole self,
yeah.
and she starts punching out. She's learning on the fly. And there was this bit here, sorry guys, where there's an accident happens and then she's trying to save the people in their vehicles.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that was
that
good.
was
That was very
like,
good.
gosh.
Yeah.
You could feel the way she was trying to react in motion at that speed.
Yeah,
You could feel
exactly.
attention, trying to get it done.
And she was panic. The element of panic.
She was panicking.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it was so good.
And
so
one more thing about that particular fight scene
Yeah.
is that when they started the fight, she wasn't pulling her punches. Like,
no, she wasn't. She was
out
taking
to
it
get
all out.
me.
Yeah.
She went all out, all in from
Yeah.
the very first goal. I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
I love to see that.
Because that is how you would react if somebody attacked you.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I don't know you. Like, what is this? Okay, you know what? I'm going for it. And that's how she went. Yeah, it was, I think, and this whole sequence was like, what, maybe 5-6 minutes?
Yeah.
Like real-time minutes,
Very
about
much.
like us watching real-time minutes, of just mass moves. Yeah, so it's it's a good, but it begs the question, guys, for me, why don't we see more of this?
It's not.
Or why did we see more of this in season 1?
We did.
I don't think
we saw enough of it.
We didn't see a lot of fight scenes, but the fight scenes we saw in season 1, the opening fight sequence with Omni-Man versus.
No, her. Why did we see? No. Why did we see Atom Eve exhibit some?
Why we watch the alien invasion fight?
Alien invasion is where I think she
really
did
it.
Stuff.
She did a lot of stuff. Like there were scenes where she was, and you need to watch the background sequences where it was, because they were focusing on that. But when she's in the background, she's doing stuff. But it was clear she was being overwhelmed. But like in the background, there was even a scene where she was like controlling people and moving people away and all of that. I'm like, okay, she was doing these things.
Was this in season 1, episode 1?
Episode 2.
Okay, I'm gonna,
those guys who kept it, they will go home.
Yeah.
Come back. Yes, come back.
I think I'll watch it. I'm going to try and watch that immediately after this podcast. Just to remind everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I find that a lot of people who do great action sequences and in good individual ways are not quite common. And so when you get, whether it's animation or live action, putting out a good action sequence, I think it's a talent.
It's very difficult. Oh, it's a talent. It is a talent. Yeah. I mean, that's why, regardless of what I say about Snyder, sometimes when it comes to action, whether it is Sucker Punch or 300 or BVS or MOS or ZSJL, he does his action very well. He knows where to put the camera. He knows, and very innovative shots as well. And one thing I also like, not to blow up Snyder's head, is he doesn't necessarily always reuse shots, which is something that Michael Bay does. So when you see something, you'll be like, Michael Bay will do the upskirts, or he will do the two heroes standing in the middle of the road, getting up slowly. And you're like, okay, you know what? You need to do something else. I like it, but do something else. You rarely see Snyder use something. I'd be like, So good episode. Do we want to rate this one?
Oh yes. Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
Okay. So what do you think, X?
Honestly, 4.8 out of 5.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That one.
I've stopped you. I almost gave it a 5 out of 5. I'm going to give it a 4.8 out of 5.
I'm giving it a 4 over 5.
I'm thinking why I shouldn't give it a 5 out of 5, and I was finding it very difficult not to give it a 5 out of 5. Like even up to now, I think
and I still don't. I
can't think of 4.75 of 4.75. It's fair. I don't know why I can't give it a 5 out of 5, but like, sorry, it deserves it. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah,
it does. So, I have one more question. Sorry.
Yeah,
I have one more question. Do you think we'll get more of these, like for the triplicates girls, for maybe Rexplode? Yeah, in between seasons.
So what I was thinking,
guy, monster girl, yeah.
I think yes. And I was thinking about this earlier, that why was it so good compared to when other people do it? Then I realized this guy's written these comics, God knows how many issues, and I think he might have said, "Oh, this material, take these materials out and make it a one-off. We're not going to touch that in the main series."
Yeah.
So I can see that. I can see them doing that more times. It makes sense, even if it's just one a year.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
I can think of several stories where they do this one-off in the comic books that I would like to, that might not be made part of the main season, that they can do a one-off for.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a good story already written, so you don't even have to. Most of the heavy lifting is already done for you. You just need to get the voice characters, the voice acting done, and the drawings.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That was it for me.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. So we're coming from our highs to the lows of last week, and the very low is Secret Invasion.
Can you stop talking? Can you just stop talking?
I mean, it's a valley like this. So we have the high, low, then we'll go back to the high at the end. But yeah, in the depths of it, what do you guys think of this episode?
Episode of what?
Secret Invasion, the 5th episode, the penultimate episode.
Right. So I mean, I don't think we made a secret of it that episode 4 that we did not like episode 4 at all. I think I mean you gave it a 0.5. Which I think is the lowest you can rate anything that professionals actually worked on and released. But this one for me, it definitely felt better. We saw Gravik lose control of his people. I think they started to lose faith in him. There was quite a few killing of some of the Skrulls by Gravik, some of his Skrulls, which is weird. We saw, what's her name, Gaia meet up with Priscilla, and they had a little action sequence of theirs that's at Nick's house. I mean, I'm just giving like it's also this thing. Nick, now if you remember at the end of episode 4, Nick saved the president, right? This one he drove the president to a hospital. Yeah. The president gets wheeled inside, and as the president is getting wheeled inside, Nick is saying, "President, it is the Skrulls, it's not the people, it's the Skrulls." I'm like, oh my god, this thing has started off with nonsense again. He meets Rhodey, and now he makes it clear to Rhodey that, "Rhodey, I know who you are," blah 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 blah. I don't understand why Rhodey let him go, or the Skrull posing as Rhodey let him go. I didn't get that.
For action.
I mean,
the series would have ended.
He's a super dangerous person to let go. Like really dangerous.
So I have a question.
Yes.
It's related to that scene and that whole sequence. Because for me, when the film started, this episode, that first 5 minutes, to me, continued on from episode 4 in terms of level of quality.
Yeah.
But one question I wasn't sure about, which might goes towards the question you're asking, Kex, in terms of why did those bodyguards, those people,
are they Skrulls
or not?
Thank you.
Because I didn't
asked that question in my head.
Yeah. So I was not clear on that.
So I also have this question. What difference does it make if they're Skrulls or human?
No, if they're not Skrulls.
I swear.
Oh, okay. To me, if they're not Skrulls, it kind of explains why he wouldn't kill Fury on the spots.
But it could get him arrested.
Haven't taken him. You apprehend him now. Apprehend him.
Yeah, apprehend him. But it might not want to happen because then Fury might stop talking about Skrulls. I kind of it's.
I know why.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember why. I just remembered why. Okay. They need him to get the harvest.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Sorry. But in a way, he hadn't told him about the harvest then.
Gravik always knew about the harvest.
Gravik hadn't told Rhodey then. At that point.
Had he not? Oh, okay.
I thought the phone call was after that.
No, but I think he's...
Was it before?
No, because Gravik has been sending people to look for the harvest long before the show started.
No, but Rhodey did not... I'm talking about Gravik telling Rhodey why we need him alive and why we need the president now alive and a change of plan. Was that after that sequence with Fury or before?
No idea.
I cannot remember. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember whether it was before or after. Whether it was before Rhodey got to the hospital or after, he had let Fury go.
And okay, so can I add one more point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because on rewatch, and I don't understand this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to explain it. There seems to be a reluctance, almost on graphics' part, to kill Fury, which is now apparent. Might be for the reason of the harvest, but it's something nobody else knew why you were hesitating. Which Pagan, in a way, was calling him out on. That hang on, your accusation also failing. You've had your opportunities. You've failed multiple times. And I was wondering, what's this attachment? Now, it seems the only reason why he's not done it, it seems, in air quote, is this harvest thing. But I think it might even go slightly deeper than that.
And now, daddy issues.
Yes, thank you. That's where I was going. It seems that this remnant of I want to prove myself to you. I'm a rebel, but you're still I'm a rebel, but you're still my, I don't know what you call it, mentor, you call it dad figure, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is one headcanon I've had to adopt for this series to make it slightly.
I can guess what you're gonna say.
Slightly less terrible.
Yes.
Yeah. That the Skrulls living with Gravik are the most useless, depressed Skrulls ever. These are the worst of the worst that have no hope, no sense for their future. And every other Skrull is out there living their life and enjoying life. Because that's the only way it makes sense.
Yes.
That someone as incompetent as Gravik has shown himself to be is the leader of these people and is leading them so effectively well and pulling them in that stage.
It's a quote.
I completely and utterly believe that and agree.
Yeah. And cults always prey on, they don't prey on the best of the society, people with well-balanced minds. They always prey
on exactly. Disenfranchise the people who have access to grind. Because I live not too far from a prison, and it is every time I'm driving past, there are always people outside with free Julian Assange, blah 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 blah. This has been going on for no less than 5 years. Like every time, he's not in that prison anymore. And they are never like, you will never see somebody in a suit just standing there, or somebody like you feel like, oh, this one has work to go to. He's always like hippie kind of people with slippers, just So there will always be people in society who gravitate towards the more extremist POVs. So that's why, even in this camp, because I tried to do the math here, and I think we were talking about this, that if we've got 1 million people on Earth per Talos's calculation, how many do we think are in Gravik's in Russia, in Chernobyl?
I'll be surprised if they're even up to 10,000.
I'm actually 10,000. Okay, let's say 10,000, and I'm really maxing it. Let's say 10,000.
Yeah.
Right. Where's everybody else? Somewhere in space. Let's say another 10,000 in space. Like, where's everybody else?
See, it's my headcanon, and I mentioned this when we were talking about this theory. Until we get to the last episode, and they come out and say definitively that, oh, these are all the Skrulls, and this is everybody. Yeah, because I feel they will go that direction. But I think this is the only way it makes sense for me, is that, Gravik is leading the most useless ones, and the rest don't just care.
They're going about their lives. They're assimilating into like humanity and human culture as much as they can. So there's an action sequence here where Gaia goes to the house, to Priscilla's house. Okay, I don't know why Priscilla hasn't left. She likes the house.
She was waiting for them. She will never leave the house for people to come and attack her.
Okay, so she was waiting because she knew that she had betrayed Rhodey and that Gravik would be sending people to eliminate her. But she did not leave the house because she loves the house, and ever since the first time she saw the house, she picked the house that Nick would like. Almost, she tailored it almost to his liking and her liking, and she lived in that house. And she knew that assassins or mercenaries were coming to kill her. Did not set up cameras, or I thought she would have like a warning system, like maybe people come down the drive. Nothing. She almost gets taken out by surprise. Like You're
Twice.
expecting him to come and okay. But then
Right,
yeah,
so-
they have a kind of girls in action.
No. Yeah, I was gonna say I had no issue with the filming of the action itself. I had an issue with the logic of her being in that house waiting for them to come.
Yes. Yeah.
And then, despite what you then said, when the action happened, you now legged it. You know, why not leg it from the very beginning when you know they're coming? So yeah, I agree. The logic behind that was very gratuitous, and it's just to give us that action scene, in my view.
It was just to give us that action scene.
Yeah.
And these are some of the holes that I hate to say Tunde has been pointing out that they are not well thought out.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to give an action scene with these two people. I want them to be in the house. I want them to be defending the house. So how do I do it? But they don't go deep into what led to this. What is the consequence afterwards?
Yeah, I agree.
This is how the entire show has been written from day one. Well, yeah,
I have a question. I have a question as well, and this I'm taking us back to Pagon. So Pagon is the guy who's been doing a lot of the recruiting for Gravik.
That guy is wasted. That guy's actually a proper good actor. Sorry, that guy's actually a proper human being actor.
Yes.
It's not an extra. Okay, go on.
And in a way, this is where the show failed. Even though they did something good, they established in the beginning that this guy doing the recruiting, but they kind of did not focus on it too much. It's almost like they did it. They parted the seas because they wanted this sequence where Gravik goes out of control and kills Pagon, and then you realize a lot of the Skrulls actually have a lot more
loyalty
to Pagan than Gravik.
Yeah.
So I enjoy the fact that for once we see some recruit. Okay, no, this guy was good to us now.
Yes.
And I like that almost a reversal of tropes.
Yeah.
I just wish they laid the seeds of this a lot better.
More across the episodes. Exactly.
Yeah. So that it will have more impact and emotion on us. Because when that black guy, when they were about to now start to attack. And that black guy stood there.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, this guy's acting sus. It didn't even occur to me that they were about to rebel.
Yeah. Likewise. I didn't expect it.
Yeah. But like even that rebel scene, I'm like, you are the leader of a cult and you don't have anybody loyal to you.
No, but today, to be fair, he has been established as very, very aloof towards everybody in the camp. He's
from the very beginning.
The only person that he was close to was Pagon.
And that's when he went to
He has been very, very, and that's the person that he killed in such a disrespectful, blatant manner. The guy was actually hailing you at first. The guy was hailing you that, yeah, man, good job, you did it. The guy was like, shut up. I did what? The president is still. Calm down now. I'm hailing you. But one thing led to another. You killed the guy. I was surprised.
Like you were not there when the president survived. Like you were not part of that.
Exactly. Like you were not there.
You know, I know some bosses like this.
You mean people like Kexabi?
But even go back to Gravik.
Yeah.
I might get this wrong. Did he give those powers to anybody else?
Not that we've seen.
I don't think I saw. I don't even think I saw him give himself the powers when it happened.
No, we didn't see it. But
I missed it.
There was a point where they kind of hinted that they were going to share with the ruling council.
That one, Baruno. That guy.
Yeah, so I was kind of surprised that because I was thinking, maybe you would have given Pagon, for argument's sake, some powers, but clearly he did
not. Should have. Yeah, if you're going to give you're going to have anyone, give your right hand man some of it. Maybe just 2 powers, maybe just Groot and something else, if not Extremis. But yeah. So what else happens in this one, Nick?
Should we talk about the harvest? What a very dumb idea the harvest is.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about harvest because I've got something I want to talk about. But let's talk about the harvest first.
Yeah, what do you guys think of the harvest? Like,
so correct me if I remember. The harvest is DNA samples of the Avengers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Gravik wants this so he can have their powers.
Yes.
Also, he can mimic them. Which one is it? I'm sorry. Both.
Mimic up their powers, yeah.
Have their powers and mimic them. Okay. So I assume he's talking about people like Carol Danvers, like the big shots, like
the big shots,
big
Thor,
shots.
Hawk, them ones.
It felt a bit weak to me, to be honest. But I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, okay, this is the MacGuffin that we are all fighting for, that that you have and everybody needs, or that you need, and Fury is the only person that knows where it is. All right, fine, let's go with it. I mean, it's the nuclear codes equivalent of a standard spy movie or series. You have the codes. Where is it? Blah blah blah. Okay.
So the issue for me here is the idea is good, but they did not earn it again. This would have been better if we've had planted seeds of this. Oh, when you have a big battle, somebody's going around sterilizing the area. We've seen it. You just bring it up. I can understand the concept. Okay, yeah, you don't want these guys' DNA to fall into other people's hands. I get that. In a way, there's a callback. Well, it's not a callback because I know they didn't think about that. But when Hawk in the Incredible Hulk, he was very, very
careful,
precious about his blood. He didn't know what his blood DNA getting out because he know people could use it. It would have been great if they hammered this home in, another film here and there, another film there, and then Nick Fury might have mentioned
it pays off.
We've tried to clean up stuff like that. When we go there, we try to sterilize it. I would have liked that a lot more. That all of a sudden it just comes up.
Yeah.
And even if you only thought about it for the show, kind of laid the seeds for this early on.
Very early on.
Build it up, So, again, I think it's the execution of the idea that's let the thing down.
Yeah.
For me, personally.
Like, the offense for me, it makes sense as a plan B for Nick Fury. Like, I have a plan to take down the Avengers if anything happens. My schools will copy their DNA and the kind of plans behind plans. But like the way it's executed in the series, like that process, it's just like one of the, again, it boils down to my complaints since episode 1. Terrible execution of all the ideas they have.
Yeah, I agree with that. It just felt like, okay, so this is what Graphic needed you alive for since episode 1. Like, anyway, I don't know. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. But I don't want to even go into how did Graphic get the sample for Groot and the others, but maybe back channel means or something. I mean, Groot's column Scythian. How did he get that?
Or maybe that's the one he managed to hide away when he was collecting it.
Oh yeah, because he was one of the cleanup crew. True.
Maybe.
He was actually one of the cleanup crew. Yes. How about the bit with? I think honestly, maybe one of the best bits was the parts with Olivia Colman. She was quite competent, like from when she busted the head of SIS. I liked it. I know Susan is about to say something, but I liked it.
It's not that I don't like it, but like everything with Olivia Colman in this episode feels like it belongs to a completely different show. Like anytime she's on the scene, it's like I'm watching a completely different show and not just in quality, in terms of tone, everything. It just feels different. Like she walks into the person, she's quipping, quoting lines, like telling. Yeah, so it's not that the scenes itself are bad, it's just different.
She's my favorite part of this whole show. Yes, I was biased towards her before this show even started. I'm a big Olivia Colman fan. I think she's a national treasure in England, and you can see why in this show. Every scene she's in, to me, she steals it. And even when she's serious or when she's being funny, little tidbit. I never caught on what her surname was onto this episode. And
what's her surname?
Forsworth.
Yeah, so
which is she must be a descendant of Union Jack and Spitfire. They're invaders. Which is who fought with America in the war.
And Namor
and their surname is Forsworth.
Oh, I did not know this.
And I never.
Oh, good catch.
I was thinking, a really good one.
I've never mentioned this Forsworth before. I wasn't listening, but I caught it in this episode. I was passing out.
That's good. I did like the part where Nick gets in her car and then she starts playing. Is that drill music or
Rap,
garage
some
rap
raps.
or something?
Yeah.
And he looks at her. He's like, "We're doing this." She's like, "Yeah, we're doing this."
Oh,
that was a touch.
I also love the name. And maybe I missed this, and they've mentioned it before in one of the movies. But today's the first time I heard a name for that thing that widows use.
The widow's veil?
Yeah.
I've never heard it before myself.
Yeah,
I think we might have heard of it in Black Widow.
Oh, did we?
I won't be surprised if we heard of it in Black Widow or Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But this is the first time I can remember that.
Winter Soldier, I've recently just rewatched a reaction. They did definitely not call it that.
They didn't say anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a cool name. I just like that name.
It is very cool. It is very cool. Yeah. I caught it too. I was like, okay, that's what it's called. Okay. Anyway, the end of the episode sees the guy, Nick Fury, gearing up. I have a very small pet peeve. Sorry, guys. He opens like 5 safes. Each one has only one thing in it. I'm like, you could put all of this in one safe, bro.
That is my issue.
Like, he opens one, he has an eye patch. He opens another one, he has one gun. He opens another one, he has like gloves.
Small case like this. For one big whole box, he puts it with a kind of what is wrong with this guy?
The Infinity accessories. Each one has a different power.
Well, you could have.
And here's the dumbest part of it. It goes, World War III is my personal responsibility. So I'm not going to call the Avengers because I feel guilty.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but you see, again, this is it's where to me it's like I can imagine writer go, oh yeah. Then he goes to this place, he opens this box, and dramatically he's thinking, oh, this fight. This doesn't make sense. Okay, calm down. This does not make sense. Let it just put it on. The key scene for me is him wearing that jacket and walking out with his swagger. That's all you needed. All these like 5 boxes, and then you put all the Asgardian. They all had Asgardian writing as well. Or they had runes.
Oh, was it Asgard? Oh, I thought it was Wakanda. Sorry, go on. I assumed it was Wakanda.
Oh well, no, actually, I felt runes. So that you now kind of put me off. Maybe I was going wrong. But because it's in Finland, I'm going more with the runes.
True. That would make more sense. But yeah, so he gears up and he goes out, and this is like apparently he's stepping up to meet Gravik now, and in the final episode, which we'll get on Wednesday, and then we'll finally be done with this show. I thought a better example would have been like when Olivia Colman was like, "Oh, why don't you call your friends?" If you'd be like, "Can you imagine if Gravik or got his hands on, I don't know, I don't know, what's his name, Sam Wilson, or just something like, look, it would be way worse if I bring those guys and they get compromised. We're fucked." Rather than it's my problem, I want to solve it. And okay, all right. That doesn't make sense.
What did we think about the actor from Black Widow appearing? The character from Black Widow.
OT.
I didn't care.
OT family. I like him. I
like the guy, but like
it was okay, but he didn't really.
He didn't add anything. He just had to.
I thought it was very disrespectful to Nick Fury, though.
He deserves that disrespect.
I thought he was very disrespectful. But this guy's a spy master.
He deserves it. He deserves it. Like everything they said is true. He deserves that disrespect.
Come on. Like, I was like, I don't see the guy. I see the guy is retarded. Like, sorry.
He's retarded.
I see the guy is
not being retarded also.
No. He could have treated the guy with a bit more respect. Okay. Time to grade this, right?
Can I quote the best line for me from the whole episode?
Of course. Yes.
I see if any of you remember this line. It's what all the podcasts are about.
This was like a Coleman line.
Yeah, it was a Coleman line.
I'm trying to remember when she said it.
It was when
was it in the car?
No, it's when the two Skrulls, the male Skrull held a gun to the female Skrull.
Thank you. Yes. At the farm where the lab.
Yeah,
Yes,
he read something like, "Oh yeah, don't worry, we have males like this in among us humans. It's what all the podcasts are about." Oh, I thought that was gold. That was gold.
Yeah.
Right, rate
Okay.
it.
Today, do you want to kick us off?
I'll give it a 2. Or maybe a 1.5, but let me just give it 2. I'm too tired now.
Okay. Okay. I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3. It picked up a little bit of.
That one.
For me, this picked up, especially after the first 5 minutes start. I would definitely give it a 3.5 for me. This one, I think this might be my favorite episode.
Yeah, I give it a 7 over 10.
Of the whole series?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Right.
Yeah.
Today,
Thankfully, we'll be done this week. With that show, and I'll be so relieved.
We've got one left, right?
Yeah, just one left, and we are done. We're moving on. So yeah, on to better news. Like we've done with the valleys, now to the relative highs.
Yeah. Boring. Yeah, go on.
My adventure is from episode 4. So this is Lewis and Clark going up against Amazo. Not Amazo, well, Ivo before it becomes Amazo and all of that.
Yeah.
We finally meet Lex. And Lewis figures out something important.
Wait, did we meet Lex?
Yeah, Alex. The red-headed guy.
Oh my gosh.
You know what?
How did you miss that?
I missed that. Even you saying it now, I still don't remember who this person was.
He was the one that was operating the.
He was the one. Is the assistant to Ivo.
Yeah, he
the
was the
red-headed
assistant.
guy with glasses.
I would be disappointed if that's Lex Luthor.
He has red hair, and it's Alex.
Yeah, I agree.
I did not get that at all. Yeah. Okay. Now you say it seems to make sense.
Yeah.
But it did not click to me at all in that scene.
Oh, man.
Okay. And what? Sorry, can you talk about Amazo for a minute?
Yeah.
Have they combined the origin of 2 characters in one?
Amazo and Parasite, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
It seems so. No, because Dr. Ivo is different from Amazo. Amazo is the robot he eventually makes.
Yes.
Yeah. Ivo makes Amazo.
Yes.
Yeah. But apparently he's also making Parasite as well.
No, Parasite is a completely different character. Parasite is Rudy.
Yeah, meant to be different. Yeah.
That's Parasite's name. So, but I think this guy incorporates elements of Parasite not just the purple color, but the absorbing of powers. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like it's an amalgam of different.
It might be a setup for Rudy later on. Like they might still get a Rudy in future.
True.
Just set up his character now.
Yeah. Sorry, you were saying.
Yeah. What did you guys think about the episode?
Okay, so I like I find myself liking the starting song music. I know it's like 30 seconds or something, but it kind of like gets me upbeat and like ready to watch it. So that's one thing I noticed as well from episode 2, because they didn't do it in episode 1. So 2, 3, and now 4. It's picked up a little bit for me. I'm getting a bit more invested in the characters. There is a very strong will they, won't they vibe with Lewis and Clark. Or they should, rather. Let me not say, let me not say, not will they, won't they. More like, will they, when will they? And the sooner the better. Because they clearly I'm even surprised that he hasn't come right out and said, do you want to go out on, do you want to grab a coffee or something? Because she clearly likes you. You clearly like her. I like that this Lewis is not caustic. She's not like a shrewish kind of, she clearly likes this guy. She teases him, but in a fun way. She doesn't, and they are more or less peers. Because one thing we've usually had is Lewis is the one that has been established. Clark is the green horn that comes in and is like, hey, see, and she's almost like the senior correspondent, and he's like, learning work. But this one, they're both interns. I really enjoyed it. I like the banter a lot. I think Jimmy started to feel left out a bit, which I think, dude, you don't read the room enough. Like, these guys have something. And you're supposed to arrange for your guy. But I think he has a crush on Clark. I think he has a crush on Clark. I've had this feeling since episode 1 that he has a crush on Clark, but now it was quite. He felt quite funny. Like, there's a part where they walk off together, arm in arm, and he felt like, hey, I think something's gonna happen there. But I feel like, come on, hook your guy up now. He likes his babe. This girl likes him. Come on, be sharper. I love that at the end of this, it looks like she's figured it out.
Well, she has.
I don't want them to do something next episode and to be like, she sees the two of them separate together and she's like, okay. I don't want them to do any subterfuge, but I love the fact that she's.
Well, they shouldn't, because at one point he was about to confess.
He was about to tell her, yeah.
Yeah, he was about to confess until he, again, they do this thing where she's like, I hate Super, or and he's like, oh, I'll keep this to myself. Tell her the truth now. Look, it's me. I am Superman. I know it's difficult to tell someone you're an alien. It's difficult because he's an alien. Ultimately, he will be. But if he was like maybe somebody that had a power, like a mutant, tell somebody now that I have a power. But yeah,
you mean like Atom Eve told her best friend that one immediately called her witch?
That friend is stupid. But yeah, I like the way she pieced it together. And one thing I've been crying for is let her know early in the series. I'm talking about the writers. Let her know early in the series so they can work together. Not him doing this nonsense.
Yeah, but what I'm hoping they don't go for the other trope, where now that she knows, she doesn't say that I know, and she's trying to trick him, and they're both now playing around without knowing that. That can.
This one cannot do that one. This Louis is too straightforward.
Yeah.
She has no subtlety in her body at all.
I hope so.
Yeah,
if a Louis that entered the party, I was already carrying microphone to go and point at people that tell me about your close scandal. As if that's how people confess to scandal.
Oh, talking about that, I liked the way Clark got angry in that scene, and when he was going to go and do the Clark Grant questions.
Yeah,
but in the end, he
got pissed and did that. Yeah. It was funny.
You guys said those was, but not that one. Yuck.
Oh yeah.
You guys did not like it at all. But yeah. What did you think about this episode?
No, I enjoyed it. I'm fully on board with this series, which is shocking because the trailer left me totally cold. But yeah, I'm on it. Yeah. I still don't like certain things. I really don't like Jimmy. If I'm being honest.
I'm not crazy about him either.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about him either. Although he came, he came for them in the pinch, like in this episode, but he came through, but I'm not a big fan either. Not a big fan either. I did like that Perry White called them to his office, not to blast them or to give them an assignment. I was like, okay, that's different. Today, what did you think?
I liked it. Like, I'm fully on board with the kind of show it is. The flaws that I will point out in the bigger TV show or a different TV show, I'm fine letting them go in because it's not what it's going for. It's clearly doing what it's doing and it's doing it well. So I'm fully on board right now.
Okay. Anything you guys didn't like apart from Jimmy?
The way the fights played out, but not really.
Yeah. I don't think it's a fighting show.
Yeah, so it's not exactly. So it's not a fighting show like that.
I don't think it's a fighting show. So that's
I also wanted a lot more interaction between Superman and the crowd, general crowd. I've always wanted that, but we're not there yet. We might get it later on.
Definitely, we might get that some more.
I do see a little bit of cost. I see a little bit of cost cutting in this series, like in the animation and stuff like that. I see some cheapness.
They don't have Invincible money now.
Okay. They don't. But
that opening scene when the pilot fell from the blimp and they cut the metal bar.
That was episode 3.
I thought they could have done a bit more with where's the blimp? Did you just leave the blimp on tottering on that building?
You could have done more. Yeah. You could have done more. You could have got there, use your freeze breath. It's not an action show. I've realized that. Like even when he was fighting the robots, in the Live Wire episode, the episode with Mist and The action is not the focus at all, and you can tell. I do think that it needs a little bit of work. I did like this episode where they go for what looks like a gala, and there's like 50 people in there, or maybe even 25. Like the people in there are very, very few. If you watch it again, you'll see that from when they step in, very, very few. I mean, I know it's supposed to be a who's who, but it doesn't take. I expect it doesn't take that much effort to animate it a lot more, add a lot more characters into the mix. Yeah, I felt it was very there for what was supposed to be like a mixer. But apart from that, I really liked it. If I can kick off the grading, I would give this like based on my enjoyment, less than, based on any high grade quality, I think I'll give it like a 3.6, 3.5, something like that, 3.6.
Oh, that's still a big score.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's just I just enjoyed it. It was.
Yeah. Dakpo.
For me, I'm gonna give it a 3. It's a 3 for me.
So Dakpo, you enjoyed Secret Invasion more than Adventures
Yeah,
of Tomorrow.
that's not even. It's not even close. Yeah. I don't even know why that's even an issue for you.
You are the problem with Marvel. You are why Marvel is releasing terrible TV shows. It's because of people like you, and that's why they'll continue to release movies like Love and Thunder. Nonsense.
Please.
It's like, so you didn't realize when that was calling Titania my name. Now that time I don't sign off on this. So.
Yeah, but it's a 3.5 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So what do we have next week? Next week we have the final episode of Secret Invasion. We have episode 5 of we have episode 5 of My Adventures with Superman. And I had a list here somewhere. So what do we have for the remainder of the year? Let me run it off. We have TMNT, July 31st.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have Blue Beetle in August.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have Gen V in September.
Good.
In October, we have Loki, season 2.
Oh, wow.
Did they cancel that show?
They moved it, but they didn't cancel it. They moved it to October. So that'll be in October. In November, we have The Marvels.
Yes.
The Boys.
Invincible.
Yes.
The Boys.
Invincible.
Mm-hmm.
Invincible. And we have Echo.
Echo is still on.
This
They're going
year?
to cancel that.
I thought they canceled that.
They haven't said whether or not they cancelled Echo. No.
Yeah.
No,
There was talk about that, wasn't there? Okay.
There was talk about reshoots.
Right. Okay.
They should cancel this thing now.
I agree. Yeah, just
If you don't cancel, we'll make you enter car, go to the office now.
And then we have Aquaman in December. So, yeah. So basically, we have something every month, and November is going to be thick because it's one movie, 3 series.
Yeah. 2
Amazon series, 1 MCU series. Yeah, in November. So okay, it's like we got stuff from now to the end of the year, basically.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So also we're going to be giving a review of TMNT next week because it's July 31st. So by next week we'll be past.
Okay. So we'll be watching TMNT this week.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that.
Cinema, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Finally, a reason for me to go to the cinema. I've not been there in weeks.
Yeah, and I wouldn't go for Barbie or Oppenheimer either. So
I'm Good Friday to watch Oppenheimer.
Okay, let us know how that goes.
I will.
Just go and watch your Barbie in peace.
It might be.
For
Barbie, please.
Yeah.
Even Oppenheimer is a make or break viewing for me. My relationship with Nolan is on
shaky ground.
Yes.
All right, guys. Should we say our goodbyes?
Yes.
Okay. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. Remember to rate, like, subscribe on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Threads. And I think that one has a TikTok because he's blogging us on. So, thank you for listening, and we'll see you again next week today.
Okay, sayonara. Remember, DC won 8 Eisner Awards last year, and Marvel won nothing. to show you the state of comic quality right now. So yeah, okay, remember that as you go to bed.
Naturally, with you.
Yeah, and from me, since we're reminding people of achievements, this
Hey,
is
that was good night. Let's have good.
Okay, sorry. I won't talk about anything. This episode went past in a flash. So I'll talk to you and see you later.